Greetings from Australia, and thank you for this opportunity to address you at this time. My name is Neil Ormerod. I work at the Sydney College of Divinity. Some of you may know me from my writings. I've been asked to talk about COVID and racism and the deep divisions within society, and in particular, I suppose, the American context, which is not my own, but which I observe fairly closely. The first adage of Lonergan's that comes to mind when I read about the American context at present is, "A civilization in decline digs its own grave with relentless consistency." There seems to be a downward spiral at present, and we're not quite sure where it's going to end. What I wanted to say about the present context can be broken down into analysis of Lonergan's notion of bias. At one level, we have a very, very powerful example of dramatic bias. You have a sociopathic narcissist running the country who demands that everything focus around him. This is psychopathology at its deepest and most dangerous. And he's making decisions based simply and solely in his own sense of self-importance. Then we have a massive amount of individual bias amongst those who see this man in office, and even though they think lowly of him, they don't agree with him, but they see it in their own interest to continue to support him and enable him in his work. Then we have group bias. I've never seen any society so deeply divided between one political faction and another political faction across borders, which are just insurmountable. So that extends also to the issue of race, where it seems that some lives simply do not matter as much as other lives. And this is evident not only in police shootings, but also in the disproportionate number of deaths amongst people of colour from the COVID virus. Finally, we have a lot of examples arising of general bias, the omnicompetence of common sense, as people simply take their own example or their own story as somehow more important or more significant than the findings of science. So quack cures for the virus, claiming that the virus doesn't exist or it's all a conspiracy. This is psychopathology of a common sense worldview that cannot adjust to actually looking at the evidence squarely and coming to a well-grounded judgment. The question really is now, how do you get out of it? And I'm lucky I'm not living there, but it's going to involve, as Lonergan says, a lot of suffering. There will be a suffering redemption that needs to take place if you are to stop digging yourselves into this big hole. And of course, the danger is when America digs itself into a hole, the rest of the world will follow it. So please, as people are saying, vote too big to rig, and be prepared for the fact that this will not be the end of it. Thank you. Bye.